All right, so let's start with, can you see me okay?
Yeah.
So let's start with just an introduction. Tell me who you are and a little bit about your professional background and how you came to meet Sil.
Well, my name's John Saltonstall. I'm a numismatist. I've been involved in buying and selling and collecting rare coins for about 40 years. Also a gemologist. Silvano, I worked at other coin places over the years, and whenever at those other places we'd get a rare coin, something in the late 1790s, early 1800s, he was the go-to guy. That was a specialty. Everybody knew it. It's still a specialty today. I remember one time going to his place. I had an uncertified 1795 $10 gold piece and asked him to take a look at it and what grade he thought it was, and asked him if he had any others, and he brought out a dozen of them, just the same date. That just kind of blew me away. So, but that's how I got to know Sil. I've known, I've done the business with him on and off over the years, and then more so in the last few years. That's how I come to work for him. He offered me a job actually at Superior Coin when he owned it about 10, 12 years ago, and I was kind of tied up into something else. So. But I'm glad that I was able to come work for him today. It's working out really good. He's a great guy to work for. So.
Now it sounds like you had heard of Silvano before you actually met him. Can you talk about how that happened?
Well, it's interesting. I lived in West Covina at the time, and I just started buying and selling Morgan dollars. Was my specialty. I'd go to all the coin shops, see what I could do as far as getting a good deal. And it was before, the grading system started in 1986, PCGS. And, it's funny, I was probably about 25, 26 when I just started trading them for money instead of collecting. And I read an article in the newspaper about this guy in Pennsylvania and showed a picture of him, with dark curly hair. Looked like he was, 20 years old or something, that he became a millionaire, trading rare coins. That was the first time. I didn't know who he was then. That was the first time I saw a picture of him and heard about him. And it's ironic over the years how I ended up working for him. But it's been a fun journey. I got more into numismatics in the boom of 79 to 80. I got taken advantage of on this really high-grade silver dollar, and the coin dealer wouldn't return it or let me return it and get my money back. So I really got into grading more and studying grading and coins even more so, and decided, well, I'm gonna probably go work for somebody that really knows what they're doing and then learn even more. So, it's been a great journey. Yeah, still learning. There's a lot to learn. You never stop learning.
What was the original spark that ignited your interest in rare coins?
I think I took over a friend's paper route while he was on vacation, and then I'd go to a donut shop afterwards, and then 2 doors down there was a coin shop, and the guy was real helpful. He'd let me pick through his best silver dollars, buy them for $2 or $3 each, and some of them were like proof-like, and just all mint state, but really high grade for that amount of money. It's mind-boggling now how much they cost. And that's what got me started basically. And my grandfather was a collector too, and that helped a lot. So, but that was the beginning of it right then when I was about 10. I think 10 years old.
Do you have a favorite coin?
Yeah, favorite coin, good idea. You know what? I used to not like copper. It didn't interest me. It was always silver dollars. But honestly now, I like the early copper from 1794, 1793 on up. It just, especially in extra fine uncirculated grades, it's just, it's harder to find nice examples. They tend to corrode and get porosity. So to find the higher grades in copper, and especially the early dates. It's exciting, the history behind it. You know, it's very fascinating to me. I like history, so copper now has really become more of a favorite coin. Yeah.
What's the most exciting thing about numismatics?
The most exciting thing about it? Well, you know, it's a good question. I'm not sure there's one answer to that question. I would think, well, sometimes I think just looking at a fresh collection that's not been graded, you know, a nice mix of early date U.S. coins, and sometimes, you know, early date foreign coins, just never been graded, you know, they have original toning, not been cleaned. You know, you can kind of guesstimate what they'll grade out at, and sometimes you'll get a better grade than expected. That's more exciting when you get a little higher grade than you expect on a rare date coin. The price differences can go from 3,000 to 10,000 easy on one coin. So that adds a little extra excitement when that happens. And but yeah, the most exciting thing is looking at coin collections. You know, I just never get tired of it. It's
These last couple of questions, can you kind of turn the question into a comment? Like,
yeah.
I would ask you your favorite color, you'd say my favorite color is. This question is, what do you think's the biggest challenge facing the industry today?
Well, the biggest challenge facing the coin industry, well, it used to be the grading system, not so much anymore. And PCGS started certifying their coins, an independent coin grading company, not involved in buying and selling.
Sil had a hand in that.
Yeah, Silvano was one of the 5 founders of PCGS. He put together the gold set for a gold grading standard of the different grades, what they should look like. And that helped. That was the biggest challenge back then, not having a standardized grading system. That really brought a lot more people into investing, made it safer for investors and collectors. And that was a huge challenge that was overcome. You hear about fake coins once in a while, but it's still a rare incidence. The coin graders are so well versed and educated in counterfeit detection. They'll have a couple experts at the grading companies that can spot the counterfeits. I've never seen a counterfeit coin in a holder in all my life, you know.
What advice would you give people interested in exploring rare coins?
What was that question again?
What advice would you give people who are looking into getting into rare coins?
Oh, you know, my advice, you know, there's a couple good books written by, I believe his name's Scott Travers. I know his last name's Travers. He's very down to earth. They're not really super complicated books or easy reads, and really, and you can buy them on Amazon.com paperbacks. You know, that will give you a background on coin collecting and grading, and that's really important. That helps get you started. Try to find a coin shop in your neighborhood that's been in business 10, 20 years. Attend a few coin shows, small ones, and eventually a large one. And the more coins that you look at, the more you'll get a feel on grading in the grading system. But as far as collecting and investing, the best way to start is look at some coins, find out which type of coin that you have a passion for. It could be silver dollars, it could be Indian pennies, it could be early silver dollars or gold coins, and kind of stick to that, specialize into one series, and that's the best way to start. And then you can kind of branch out to maybe a couple other type coins that you might like. Learn more about that. Each coin has different, they have unique luster and striking characteristics for that design type, depending on how the mint minted them. Some coins are minted more lustrous to begin with and higher relief, and others aren't. And so the more you study your series that you decide to start with, you'll just become more knowledgeable, make less mistakes, and make better investments, and have more fun collecting too. So that's my suggestion.
Talk about P&G.
P&G, well, yeah, Professional Numismatic Guild. If I recall correctly, there's only several hundred members in the world. They're kind of like a Better Business Bureau for coins. You can't have any serious complaints about you to be a member of that. Members of that, if you can do business with people that are members of Professional Numismatic Guild, that's going to help you out in the long run. You're dealing with somebody that has qualifications of expertise, a long track record of helping the consumer, not taking advantage of anybody, because if that happens, they'll kick you out, basically. So, yeah, that's a great idea, dealing with members that are of P&G. That's very, very helpful. The more qualifications that a coin company has and that you can deal with, and as a consumer, you're going to just be miles ahead of the others.
One last question. How would you describe tangible investments if you were describing a shop to somebody?
Well, tangible investments is, they're just dedicated to professional coin collectors and investors. They deal in, they've handled coins over $1 million. We sold one just a couple of weeks ago for just under 500,000. But most of the important coins we sell are always graded, and we try to educate people. We're very competitive on price. Describing tangible investments, it's a professional coin company that's catered to serious collectors and investors, and we'll educate the amateurs that come in and try to guide them on what coins that are good value. I have a customer right now. I try to guide him to where the value sectors of the market are, and not trying to buy the areas that have been fully priced over the last few years. But yet we're dedicated to being competitive in pricing and selling coins with a proper grade. Most coins are graded anyway by PCGS, that's basically what the company stands for, is just professional coin investment and collecting, and helping the consumer. We have a very very good reputation over the long term of doing that. And so I'm glad to be working for this company.
Is everybody a member of P&G here? All the
dealers? We have, in this company, I believe we have 4 members of Professional Numismatic Guild. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you want to comment on? Maybe I didn't ask you about?
Not that I can think of right now. Yeah.
Okay. We just continue silence.